It was just after 8 this morning when the 4 officers from the Lakewood Police Department started their day filling out police reports. Then police say the suspect walked through the front door and started shooting.
That 2 of them were just flat executed, sitting, writing reports. One of them was stood up and tried to go for the suspect and got shot, and the 4th one fought his way out to the parking lot.
There were employees and customers in the shop at the time, and none of them were harmed. The suspect, police say, seemed to be targeting the officers and then fled from the scene. He hasn't been seen since, but it is thought he may have been hit when one of the officers returned fire.
So we believe the male officer managed to get out barely outside the coffee shop to the porch, where the fight continued from inside to the outside, and we're hoping that he was able to injure the suspect, which will help us to identify him.
Within minutes, officers from every neighboring jurisdiction flooded the area, and an extensive manhunt got underway. Tips by the dozens flooded 911, and police and deputies, SWAT teams, and federal agents started running them down. So far, a lone gunman is suspected, and he is still on the street tonight. People in the neighborhood are shocked and fearing for their safety.
Can't imagine anybody, first of all, walking in and doing something like that. It's just total bizarre. And I know a lot of my neighbors that I've talked to and stuff, they don't feel safe. They feel like he obviously ran right through here, and a lot of us don't even have our doors locked or anything.
They were all original members of the Lakewood Police Department, seasoned law enforcement officers who left behind jobs in Kent, Lacey, Tukwila, and the State Patrol to join this small, tight-knit force. Sergeant Mark Renninger was 39 years old. He'd been an officer for 13 years. He leaves behind a wife and 3 children. His brother Matt tells us Mark was a professional, dedicated police officer who made the ultimate sacrifice. More importantly, he was a loving and devoted father, husband, and family member who will be missed by many. Officer Ronald Owen was 37 years old with 12 years of experience in law enforcement. He'd been married before and had a daughter. Officer Tina Griswold was a 40-year-old wife and mother of 2. She'd been a cop for 14 years. Officer Greg Richards was 42 years old and had 8 years of law enforcement experience. He, too, leaves behind a wife and 3 children. It has been an agonizing day for them. Lakewood Police Chief Brett Farrar is now asking everyone to keep these families and these officers in their prayers.
It's a sight we'd hoped to never see again. But just 4 weeks after police lined up, lights flashing, the night Seattle officer Tim Brenton was murdered, there was another somber procession.
We have seen a trend in America where officers are being ambushed.
According to the Officer Down Memorial webpage, 107 police officers have been killed in the line of duty this year, 38 from gunfire.
Any number of officers being assaulted or killed is one is too many.
Seattle Police Officers Guild President Rich O'Neill says it's no wonder departments across the state are feeling the tension.
At times you just feel so vulnerable because you're being targeted because of the uniform you wear. It's a frightening trend, and you cannot make sense out of it.
Governor Christine Gregoire says she's worried about a war on cops unfolding in Washington.
I worry about our law enforcement who go out every day knowing full well that they are expected to put their life on the line, but not to put their life on the line with an ambush of this nature.
An ambush many say sends an unmistakable message to police everywhere.
They have to be more alert, and they have to try and just not get complacent at any time.